How to fix your speedometer. Here's what the speedometer is doing. It's stuck a little bit above 10 miles per hour. But if you tap on this, tap on that, you can get it to 0. Watch what happens as soon as I go to turn the truck on. See, it jumps back up to 10 again. And when I turn the power off, it stays there. Actually, for a little while until everything shuts off, I can't put it back to 0. See, now I can. And I turn the power on again, right back there. Now, next, let's take this thing apart and see if we can fix it. Since Ford is notorious for this plastic that dry rots and breaks, I got a custom dashboard in here. There's a video on my channel that you can watch if you want that shows you how you can make your own. If you have the same problem, you don't have a dashboard, and you want to make a dashboard. As far as getting into the gauge cluster, it's going to be different on your truck because you might have the dashboard still and not this. So this just has a couple screws here I got to remove. And this is loose. See, it's just foam. And then there's this plastic part here that goes around this vent that has to pop out. I can't show you the top because, like I said, I don't have that dashboard anymore because it broke before I even got the truck. It wasn't in here. So I'll pull this thing out of the way, and then this next piece here, just carefully pull it out. First, you gotta pop this piece out that goes around the steering wheel so that you can get this next piece out. There's 2 screws in here that remove this piece that goes around the gauge cluster. You need a 932 socket to take out those 2 screws. Now we can remove this plastic. Oh, look at that. See? Famous plastic by Ford. It just breaks. Okay, remove this. Or you can disconnect the wires and take it out all the way. Star security screws. So you're going to need some of these. These are actually for a different type of star screw that has a little pin in the center, and that's why it has the hole, so it'll go around that. Those are the really security ones. Size S2 TH15. When you get the screws out, take the plastic off. Now I can finally access the gauges. We're going to turn the power on again and get the speedometer to go up and see if there's any resistance in it. gonna move it back and forth a couple times. I don't feel any resistance. Still doing it. See, no matter where you put it, it returns back to 10. Wait a second. Well, it appears that from me messing with it, when I messed with this, when it was on, and kind of forced it down, when it was on the 0, I held this on like this. And when it stopped beeping, I turned it off and turned it right back on, and now it's back on 0. So I think we're good now. It says 30, but I'm really going 38. It's a little better than before, but it's still messed up. The issue ended up not being the speed sensor. There was something wrong with the speedometer. The needle was not in the correct position for some reason. So what would happen is when I started driving, the speedometer wouldn't start responding until I was already going about 20 miles an hour. So if you're already going 20 miles an hour and then it starts to go up, it's way off. So that was the problem I was having. This is how I fixed it. It's kind of hard to explain. I should have recorded it when I was doing it. First thing you do is you have to turn the power on to the truck. Don't turn the engine on, just turn on the accessory power. Right at that point to where if you were to turn it further, it would engage the starter motor. Leave it there. And you have to carefully remove this needle here. Take it out. And then give that little motor time to settle wherever it's supposed to be at. And then you want to carefully put this back in at 0, where it rests right on that pin. And then test it again with your GPS, and mine was still off, so what I had to do was I had to take this pin out here, the pin that keeps the needle from going down too far, keeps it at 0. Take that pin out, then you carefully remove the needle, and you press the needle in slightly below where that hole will be when you take the pin out. And then you turn the needle up like that enough so that you can put the pin back in, and then you let it go back down and rest on the pin. That's what I had to do several times to get it right. Now the speedometer, according to the GPS, it's about 99% correct. This is the process you have to do if the issue ends up being your speedometer, not the speed sensor.